Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chandler, the Geek Slays, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast, episode 74. Judo's back. How you doing, Judo?
I'm doing lovely.
Oh, your mic sounds so crispy now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You've joined us in the crispy gang. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Oh, there's Judo hitting us with the hard T. I also appreciate that. So, how's life been since you were on the podcast last?
Things have been good. I think it's been about 4 months since I was last on. I remember
I'm trying to check right now.
around there, 4 to 5 months. I remember I was working my other job, and I have since then resigned that job to free up more time, which is a blessing. And yeah. Yo, this is like straight up the Joe Rogan podcast. Like we're both rocking the crispy mics and Go XR, and
Absolutely.
nice. This is what I'm. Yeah, it's been a while, bro. Things are good. Just I'm still streaming hardcore on Twitch, and I'm trying to just be on that grind. And then obviously, I've changed my name. I've minimized it, and we're gonna start going in for the long haul with this, and with the brand and everything. And when you're streaming, you just find yourself along the way and you evolve. And yeah, here we are.
Fair enough. So you rebranded because everybody just calls you Judo anyways. I actually at one point considered trying to just change my name to just Geek everywhere, because that's what I get most of the time anyways. Just Geek.
Good luck getting that.
Yeah, there's no shot. I was like, nope,
Yeah.
not even worth the fight that would take. No, nobody else wants the name I currently have, so I'll just keep it. If you want to call me Geek, go
Would
ahead.
you ever go with something besides Slays instead? Like Geek? I don't know. Something else? I'm sure we can brainstorm something cool. Or you just
So I used to go by something entirely different for a long time, and decided to do a complete rebrand, start a new Twitch channel, new YouTube, new everything. And back when I did that, I spent 3 or 4 weeks working on what name I was going to have. I have an entire journal full of every name I came up with for like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
It's nuts. And to me, this was the only thing I could get that sounded decent and at least made sense at the
Bro,
time.
only you would know. So yeah, if you love it, like when I was just judo chop 80, like to the max, I like judo chop 80. So yeah, if you love it, yeah. Bro, I just noticed we have the same headset as well.
Yeah.
Bear them. Yeah.
We both went with that. What's the top of the line mic, top of the line mixer, and then I don't know what you did to find your headset, but I just looked at what other streamers used and then tried to compare them and see what I wanted.
Yeah, I did a lot of the research on that, and then obviously I talked to Stu who helped hook me out with this. This is what he had basically too.
Fair enough.
Do you rock you rock anything for your gain on your like what the hell is it called again? My mind's so blank. Don't mind me. I just got
The
off work.
House of 1,000.
No.
Oh, what are you trying to? What are we trying to talk about here?
Cloud shifter, or what's it called?
Oh no, I don't use a. Oh God, now I can't think of what it's called. I know what you're talking about though. God damn it! Now I'm looking it up because I'm pissed.
Yeah, it helps. It helps with the gain. That's all.
It can.
Yeah.
From the little bit of research I did, the Go XLR shouldn't need it.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, it doesn't.
Got it.
But it also depends on your voice levels when you're using the mic, because some people talk a lot quieter than I do. So I don't really have to worry about it because I'm not for some reason on stream, I'm not a super quiet person. In real life, I am. But a cloud lifter. There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look it up. It just finally clicked. But yeah. So some of the things we were going to talk about. What are your thoughts on the NBA Finals so far?
Sports, I love it. Sports.
Sports.
NBA Finals, man. I'm not interested.
Really?
I mean, I'm following the results, but I have not watched 1 minute. I mean, I'm happy for the teams that are in it. I think that's good. Parity is great. I think that, to be a Suns fan right now is great. To be a Bucks fan, this is great. Like it can't always be the Lakers and shit like the Celtics every year. So it's great in that aspect. But for me, it's not so much it's not so much the franchises. It's just, aside from Booker, I'm just not really invested in any of the players that much. I don't want to start an argument, but I think Chris Paul is not a point god. I think he's a fucking top 5. Okay.
Okay, he's top 5 all time. He just got the nickname Point God, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be a hater, like, cause I definitely am not a hater, but yeah, I'm just not. He's not a point. When you say that name, that just bugs me a little because it's like, dude, I don't view you on Magic or, I don't view you on that, or even Steph on that level.
as a point guard, Chris Paul is better than Steph. As a true point guard, Steph Curry's a shooting guard, basically.
Yeah, he's a point guard, but he plays the role as a shooting guard. You're correct, and Chris Paul is a true point guard. Props to him. You know what, bro? Like, honestly, one day I want to analyze that. I just kind of speak off my heart with that. Like, I would like to see John Stockton's numbers, for example, versus Paul's.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah, let's look that up.
Okay, so we'll look up John Stockton. The, I guess, original definition of the point guard, maybe. And so we want career averages. What are we looking at here?
Just tell me, like, yeah, career averages for points, steals, assists, like true point guard stats.
Okay, so John Stockton in his career averaged 13.1 points, 10.5 assists. Why isn't it? Okay, here's steals. 2.2 steals. Where turnover, 3 turnovers, and had a field goal percentage of 51.5.
Okay.
Chris Paul averaged 18.3 points in his career, 9.4 assists, 47.2% from the field, with nope, that's not his career numbers. 2.1 steals and 2.4 turnovers. More points, 1 less assist, the same amount of steals, less turnovers, and a little bit less on the shooting percentage, but CP3 shoots more threes than Stockton did just because it didn't matter at the time.
Where are they at on assists? I didn't hear that again.
Stockton was at 10.5. Chris Paul's at 9.4.
No, not averages, like all time.
Oh, where do they rank all time?
Yeah, like what?
Stockton's first. I know that.
Yeah. What is Paul?
I will look real quick and see if he's in the even in the top 10. So Stockton's first, Chris Paul's 5th.
How many years have they played? How many Stockton played and how many has Chris played now?
Stockton played, oh god, I gotta count it out. 19 years. Chris Paul's at 16 right now.
Okay. They sound pretty on par, right?
Yep. They're real close.
Yeah, barring injury or, or situation, I think Chris Paul definitely is a top 5. I think he can creep up to top 3.
Yeah.
But I think the true point guard is Magic. And it's not
absolutely. Close. I think the only guy that truly falls into being close to doing the same things as Magic, like being able to operate on the same level as Magic, is a guy who's not even a point guard.
LeBron.
Yep, he's the only
Yeah.
one close.
Yeah, love it too.
As a with a at the point guard skill set, I think LeBron does a lot of things better than Magic did. There's some things Magic did better than LeBron, but just the pure running the offense, LeBron's the only guy who's ever been close.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I fully agree.
it's interesting, but I've always liked Chris Paul, so I really want to see him win. And then just the hate that Devin Booker has gotten for his entire career, being a guy who just puts up empty stats and wouldn't be good on a winning team. I just want him to win so everybody will shut the hell up.
Yeah, I think I'm good with either team winning. I think the Suns are pulling this out though.
Oh, I think so too.
You never know. I feel like I didn't watch the last game where the Bucks won, but I feel like, is Giannis really making a difference? Any kind of an impact yet?
Giannis he's put up 2 40-point games in the finals.
Oh, okay.
Already. So
okay.
Giannis is the only consistent player on that Bucks team. That's why they're going to lose, because Giannis is going to put up 40. I think they might play tonight. Whenever they play again, Giannis will put up 40 and they're going to lose because Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, none of them are consistent enough for it to matter.
Yeah.
Giannis will put up 40 and have no help. While 3 different players on the Suns are going to drop 25 plus, and it's just, what are you going to do?
True.
Because the Suns have taken a different approach to guarding Giannis and the Bucks than anyone else, and it's just, we're going to let Giannis beat us, but nobody else can. Sure,
Yeah,
Giannis
good.
can go put up 50. Nobody else is putting up anything.
Yeah, smart.
Which it's like, that's very different, but don't test Chris Middleton. Just make it all up to Giannis, and Giannis doesn't have the skill set right now.
Yo, here's a real question. If the Lakers were healthy, are they in the finals?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because, again, in the league, who can guard AD and LeBron?
Yep.
What team can guard both? Like, cool, you can shut one down, but AD will go off for 40, and LeBron, his version of being shut down is still 25, 10, and 10.
Yeah.
That's a bad game for LeBron. So, I do think the Lakers are going to do a lot to retool their roster this offseason, though.
I don't know about a lot, bro, because like they're really strapped. I don't get how certain teams like the Nets can just. You gotta have guys that want to come in for that minimum. Like you gotta have a Blake Griffin. You gotta have to a degree, LaMarcus Aldridge. How they had guys coming in that want to win and that will take that minimum, but the Lakers aren't getting that. But I mean, the fucking Nets had 3 max players. I don't know how the Lakers can't get that.
Because they're paying too many other guys decent sized contracts. KCP's getting 10 mil a year.
Yeah.
Kuzma's getting 8 mil a year. And then Drummond is getting 20 technically. He's not going to be on the team next year, I don't think. He didn't.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Honestly, if I'm the Lakers, I want to go bring Dwight Howard back. He fit better.
Bro, I said that I was like, that was the one that got away that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I remember he tweeted too. Like
he tweeted he was coming back.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he deleted the tweet and it was announced he was going to Philly. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
He's like, God, what's his name?
Mark Gasol. Yeah.
No, that was the other guy. The guy from the Clippers. What's my name, Blake? His name, Blake.
They got from the Clippers.
Yeah, the guy from the Clippers.
Oh, Montrez. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. They got him that same day. It was him.
Yeah.
They got Gasol again, but later. Gasol was trash, man. That was a trash pickup.
Okay, I understand why you do it, because Gasol can spread the floor, and that's helpful. But he didn't show up.
Yeah.
He's washed at this point.
That's not what they needed though. That's not what won with they needed Howard. I agree. I liked
Yeah.
Howard. Fuck,
Howard and
man.
JaVale were great for that team. And they're both guys you can get way cheaper than Montrez. You can pay Montrez's salary to the two of them. And I think you're doing better.
The thing, well, the whole drive with that was to get younger.
Right. But it's like Montrez is shorter than LeBron. What center is he guarding?
Yeah.
Like, we throwing him on Jokic? Okay. Jokic is going for 60.
Yeah, I mean, and Howard's at that stage of his career. He's not commanding a lot of money. That was a big loss,
Right.
I felt.
And JaVale's never commanded a ton of money because of his asthma that makes him not be able to play. He can't play more than 22 minutes a night. So you can get JaVale cheap.
Yeah, my only thing was I was always like, I felt like everybody was walking on eggshells, like hoping that nobody gets hurt, and nobody got hurt, and it was successful. But that's why there was an incentive to go younger. So I get that. I mean, if they kept Howard and he's healthy, but he's at that stage, man, where he could easily. He had a good year at Philly too. Actually, he's a great role player there.
But I mean, that's the thing with both of the Lakers' stars right now. LeBron went from Iron Man to every time he goes up for a dunk, you have to hope he lands right.
Yeah. Totally.
Because something that would keep him out 2 games, 10 years ago is going to keep him out 2 months now. Your body just doesn't heal the same.
Yo, where do you think Dame lands?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No. Dame said too many times that he's going to retire in Portland. I think they trade CJ for somebody.
When's the draft?
No idea.
I know it's like different now. I've been reading a lot of rumors saying Golden State was going to pursue him aggressively.
I'm sure they're going to pursue him aggressively, but what's the best trade package you can put together? Wiggins, Wiseman, and then that pick from the Timberwolves?
What's the dude they drafted last year?
James Wiseman.
Okay, Wiseman, they're first this year.
And Andrew Wiggins to make salaries match. That's their best offer.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be able to offer Portland what I think Dame is worth.
And that's why I don't think he's going anywhere.
Or possibly, yeah.
Because I think the other part of Dame is he will say because if he leaves, he wants to win a championship. So he's going to say the only places I'll go are, Dallas, LA, Golden State, because they're going to be a contender with Steph and Clay back if they're healthy.
Whoa. You think Steph's coming back?
Oh, Steph's not leaving the Warriors. What?
Oh, okay.
That rumor I never bought into. Steph's not going anywhere.
Got it.
But then it comes down to none of those teams can put together that good of a trade package. The Lakers don't have any pieces. Like what, you want Drummond, Schroeder, and Kuzma for Dame Lillard? Like...
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Judo with the host. I appreciate it. That man is playing Galaga. But I don't see. And then other teams that are contenders, the Clippers don't have the pieces or the salary to bring in a guy like Dame. Denver won't because they already have Jamal Murray. So unless they're going to trade Jamal Murray, which I don't know if I would if I was Denver, he's younger and fits their timeline better. Brooklyn, unless they're trading Kyrie or James Harden, doesn't have a shot.
What splashy moves you see this offseason?
Honestly, not many. I don't think it's going to be as splashy as everyone thinks. I think most players are going back to where they're at. The only guy who could be very splashy is I could see a guy like Kawhi Leonard leaving the Clippers. He's had issues with that organization, just the way it's run, and doesn't love the training staff, which is the reason he left San Antonio. So I could see Kawhi going. There's not a ton of places, but he could go to Miami. He could go to Dallas. Shit, I saw a report that said he wants to switch up and go to the Lakers. I don't see that. I don't
Could
see
have.
the Lakers even pursuing it.
Could have. Should have.
He could have and should have, but I don't think he can now. I think he burnt that bridge. The waiting until all of the good players in free agency were signed to decide to go somewhere else so the Lakers were fucked, he burned that bridge. LeBron's not letting him on his team.
I don't think that's what they need anyways.
No, they need
The point guard position. The guard, they need outside.
they need a shooter. Like Steph
Yeah.
would be perfect on the Lakers. Clay would be perfect on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Dame maybe, but he
Brandon
needs
Beal.
the ball. too
Bradley
much.
Beal would be great.
Bradley Beal would be great. But again, the Lakers don't have the pieces. They don't have picks.
They don't have shit.
I mean, Kuzma's not landing you anybody. Nobody believes in Kuzma. He's a 4-year pro who's like 29 years old already. Kuzma is what he is. He's not getting better.
Bro, I can give you a whole rant on why I don't like that dude.
Dude, because he cares more about his goddamn hair than he does about playing basketball. Why does he come in with a different hairstyle and color every
Bro,
game?
All those Lakers, Clarkson, Russell, Ingram, like I like Randall, but that whole core of those young Lakers, I just couldn't stand any of them.
The only one I didn't hate was Lonzo. I didn't like his father and the mess that brought with him, but like as a player, I liked Lonzo.
I don't.
Really?
I like his brother. Yeah, I like his brother. I don't like his game at all.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
He's not steady, bro. He's
improved a lot.
I think he's overrated. Like he's overrated.
Well, yeah, because some people right now are trying to argue he's a top 10 point guard, and that's just dumb.
Is he even a starter?
Yeah, he starts for the Pelicans, but he's finally up. He's averaging 36% from the three. You know, he's still giving you 10 assists, and he is a top 10 point guard defender. Like, he's a really good defender. But people are expecting him to be this player. He won't be. He's going to give you 8 points, 10 assists, and just lock down the other team's point guard. That's what he is. But people think he's going to be this Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, 30 a night guy, and he can't be. That's not his game. But when the expectation's been thrown in your face that he's going to be that, it doesn't work.
Are you much of a 2K player or nah?
A little bit. It just, I play it normally when it first comes out for a while until I realize the game is awful, and then I stop playing it.
Yeah, I don't play it at all.
Like, Call of Duty is a better basketball game than 2K, and it pisses me off. It doesn't make sense.
I just don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, the developers, just like most other games, just stopped caring because people are going to buy it anyways.
I can't really grasp it, but I used to play heavily into basketball games. Like, I had the first 2K on Dreamcast, and I freaking burnt that game out so bad. I had the first couple 2Ks on Dreamcast,
Yeah,
actually. But yeah,
but it's tough, but I don't know.
So you're predicting Suns to win?
Oh yeah, I figured the Suns would win in 5. I figured Giannis would have a game, and he did. So I
say
think it's
6. I think they get one more.
really.
Yeah, I think they get one more.
See,
I think.
so the Bucks in the game that they just won. They won by 20, right? Devin Booker put up 10 points.
Yeah.
Giannis put up 41. That difference isn't happening again.
Yeah, true.
At least I don't think. D-Book isn't putting up another 10-point game again. He's going to go for 20. I'm going to say he's going to go for 28 whenever the next game is. I don't know when the next
All
game is. Tomorrow. He's putting up
How about-
28 at least.
How about football? Americano.
You mean soccer? No.
Nah, bro. I wish I could comment more on that. I know. I mean, we touched that briefly. I guess it just happened. Euros.
Yeah. England lost and Twitter was pissed. That's all I know.
Yeah. I follow more La Liga, and then I also follow soccer when it's like World Cup time. I'm kind of fair weather with it. I do enjoy it.
I've never really got into watching it. Soccer is the type of sport where I only like it if I'm playing it.
Yeah. Like I actually want to give FIFA a run on streams this year.
Really?
Yeah, I want to try.
Fair enough.
But yeah, a lot of the majority was rooting for England. I don't know the backstory on stuff. I heard some stuff like where there's a lot of younger players on there and they're catching a lot of flack. I heard coaching was what did them in.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyways,
But
enough of that shit.
so you want to talk about the NFL? You want to start by just gushing over your Jets for a minute before you find out they're bad again?
I mean, bro, like I feel like we're on track. I don't think I'm not blinded by like what they are. Like I'm glad that we're in a direction. You know, like you can be that shit team where you're just constantly in disarray and fucking around and you can kind of make that argument, but we can make that argument. We've already had that conversation about the resetting of the quarterback. You can be drafting a top 5 quarterback, and I don't think that they'll do that again. I think that they're making all the right moves to ensure that they can put Wilson in the best opportunity possible, unlike they did with Darnold. I mean, they got a great O-line.
Yeah, they really fucked over Sam Darnold.
I mean, there's a lot.
He never had a shot. Not a real.
I agree. They didn't do what they should have done. I mean, you looked at Buffalo, what they did, and I was thinking that then. I think it was Allen's sophomore year coming into it. They just signed a shit ton of of receivers. They had Beasley and all that, and then the following year they got Diggs.
Yeah.
So, you could saw that, and I'm like, why aren't the Jets doing that? But yeah,
I think Sam Darnold's gonna come out and shock people this year, as long as he doesn't get mono.
I don't, bro. I really don't. I don't think so.
Why not?
I think Sam Darnold is what he is, and I think he'll have I don't think he'll have he'll get some wins with them. He'll have a game or two. He's got talent, but I don't think he's consistent. That's my thing.
It's hard to be consistent when your best receiver is somebody who wouldn't make most other teams' rosters.
But my argument is that he's not consistent regardless. With his turnovers and everything, he was like that at USC. Like it's basically like he is what he is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't see him being a top 10 QB ever. But
no,
not
definitely not.
Or I don't think he'll ever be in the top 10. But I think he can be Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, where he's just very solid. He's not the upper echelon, but he can win on a team if it's built right.
I think in 2-3 years they're looking for a new quarterback. That's just my opinion.
Maybe you could be right.
They're looking for the guy in 2-3 years.
The problem is you don't find the guy. That's why the Browns are going to re-sign Baker Mayfield, because he is not the upper echelon of quarterbacks. But the odds of you finding another quarterback as good as Baker Mayfield are very low. Baker Mayfield's probably what, the 12th, 13th best quarterback in the league. What are the odds you go out and draft somebody better than him, especially given the Browns' draft record?
Yeah. But back to me, Jets. I think that they're on track. I think that a year from now, like they will be like, okay, the Jets could possibly do something. I think like in a year, with a good draft, which they've been having solid drafts, balancing their cap well, like they still are. I think they'll be in a good spot. You know, hope the biggest thing is the development of Wilson, though. That's the biggest thing.
Man, from my research into the draft, watching tape, doing that type of stuff, the Jets took the wrong quarterback. Zach
like the dude
Wilson's
in
not going
Frisco.
to be good.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to argue that right now because we don't know yet, man.
You're right.
Let's give it a
I'm
full
basing
game.
it all off college tape, and the NFL is very different.
He's got tangibles that I think will be good in the next level. He's twitchy. He's got he's got great instincts. He's not a turnover machine. So those are. I mean, I think, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because it's hearsay.
I do have to heap praise on you right there, though, for not being one of those dumb people who he had the best arm in this draft. His arm's not that special. His arm's not Matthew Stafford, Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen special, which is who he was being compared to. And that's
no, I think he's very comparable. He's I'm not trying to say he's Aaron Rodgers, but he's like on that mold. You know, he's got that kind of arm strength. He's got that kind of instincts. He's like in that. It's hard to say this because there's only one Aaron Rodgers, and you can't say that. But you get what I'm saying? Like he's in that mold. He's got those same tangibles. I don't think he's got above average arm strength. He doesn't have elite arm strength though.
Right.
He's not.
People were trying
to
display him as the elite arm strength guy. It's like he's not that. In this draft class, that's Trey Lance. Trey Lance is the guy with the cannon.
You think so?
Oh yeah, dude. Trey Lance has the best deep ball of any.
You think he's on that Josh Allen status?
No, I don't think there was a quarterback in this draft class that was on that level.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's why I'm saying.
Of this draft class, he's the best. Yes, he had the best arm of this class.
I agree.
I wasn't trying to put him up there in that upper echelon. It's just of this draft class, if we were ranking only arms, I want Trey Lance.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I doesn't feel, as a Jets fan, it doesn't feel bad at all to say that.
Right. Because arm strength isn't everything. Jamarcus Russell had the best arm in the NFL. He was also the worst quarterback.
Yep.
Arm strength isn't a true determining factor of how good you will be at quarterback.
Yeah.
A good arm helps, but.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like when the Jets, we'll have this conversation in a year. We'll see what they do then. They got 2 first-round picks in the next draft again. Their cap is in good shape. They got a good core of young players that they're building the trenches up, and I love that. On offense and defense, that's really solid. I like Quinnen Williams. I like Carl Lawson on that line. I like the other guys they got. I think that's when the Jets were last successful back in the days of Rex Ryan. That's what their bread and butter was, the trenches down in the O-line and the D-line.
Well, their true bread and butter under Rex Ryan was having the best defensive backfield in the league. Darrelle Revis, Cromartie.
I mean, yeah, that's an easy thing to say.
They just locked everyone down. I remember they tried to go out and sign Nnamdi Asomugha, and that would have been the most insane defense ever.
No, I'm so glad we dodged that one, bro. I thought that would have been a disaster.
Why?
Look at, I mean, that system that the Jets had wasn't for him.
It was exactly for him. It was the exact opposite of what he got forced into in Philly.
Yeah, Philly was bad.
You took a man press corner and put him in zone, and wondered why he wasn't as good.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
Did he ever play on another team after that? Was he?
No,
he didn't. God, that poor guy.
I wouldn't say that poor guy though. He got the 2 biggest defensive back contracts in history.
No, I mean his career, not like financially though.
But he got paid. Legacy got tarnished by the Eagles because they didn't use him right. And
it's funny how that shit gets overlooked.
because his
But
last
is
2
anybody
years on the
talking about
Raiders,
that in the media?
nobody talks about Namdi anymore. I think everybody forgot about him.
No, was anybody saying like, wait a minute, Philly, you guys run zone. This is a man coverage corner. Like this shit don't align. Does anybody saying that? I don't remember that.
I don't remember anybody actually talking about it back then. It's all because that team got so hyped up. Because remember, Michael Vick came out and said this team, right after they signed him, it was this
No, that
team
was
has
Vince
the
Young.
chance to be a dynasty.
Yeah, well, what did Vince Young say? He made that one comment too.
Oh yeah, they were all going in about it. This is the best
Yeah.
team ever, and so Namdi, being the highest paid guy on that team, got almost all the blame. When it was really like Andy Reid's not using any of these guys correctly. What the hell is going on?
Mhm.
But because the last 2 years he was in Oakland, Namdi Asamoah allowed 18 catches in 2 years.
Mhm.
Quarterbacks only targeted him a total of like 50 times over those 2 years. People didn't throw to him. It was insane.
Yep.
He's right behind Darrelle Revis as the most dominant corner we'd seen in 20 years at that point since Dion.
Mhm.
But now nobody talks about him because those 2 years in Philly just crushed him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he allowed 12 total touchdowns in his career. 9 of them were those 2 years in Philly. Like, that's just nuts.
Yeah. What about your Vikings, man?
Well, they're a playoff team. I think easily. If Aaron Rodgers actually doesn't play or leaves the Packers, they win the division easily. The Lions and the Bears aren't good. And the Bears have already stated they're starting with Andy Dalton, so they've stated they want to lose to begin the season.
Mhm.
So, and if the Packers don't have Aaron, they're not a good team. Their defense is okay. Devontae Adams is great. Their offensive line is great. But what else is there? Alan Lazard's not a good receiver. And then the Vikings, I think the biggest key for them, they didn't make a ton of moves this offseason. I mean, Patrick Peterson's awesome. One of my favorite players, so glad to see that. But I mean,
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing for them is just the people returning, from sitting out the season due to COVID.
Who
and
did you
just
guys
injury.
not have? Who's you? I haven't.
Due to injuries and COVID, we didn't have Michael Pierce, who's a top 5 defensive tackle. Danielle Hunter missed the entire season. Eric Kendricks missed 12 games. Anthony
Oh,
Barr
wow.
missed the entire season.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
over half of our defense wasn't there.
Yeah, it was an odd year for me to follow sports. I really slacked
So I think
because of COVID.
our defense, just like Denver's defense, jumps from being, a low 20s defense to a top 10 defense just due to everybody coming back. And that's, again, if they can stay healthy. I can't guarantee health. But if the defense actually comes back together, they're going to be really good again. And that's all we would have needed last year to make the playoffs.
So your Vikings and my Jets made a draft day trade. How do you feel about your end of that trade?
I think
With what
the
you
guy
seen?
we wanted was Justin Fields.
Uh-huh.
Because he was already taken. I think we saw that apparently Christian Darrisaw was on top of our draft board. Apparently we saw that nobody else wanted him, and I think we still ended up with the guy that we wanted the second most. And so I think that worked out pretty great for us. I don't know what else we got in return. We swapped firsts and then
Couple fourths, I think. I think that's what it was. A first swap and then 2 fours. I don't know.
something like that.
Yeah, I'm good with my end of it.
I was going to say that one didn't seem like either team really lost out.
Good.
Sucks that the Bears were smart and traded up because I think Justin Fields would have fallen to us if they didn't.
I didn't know they were in the hunt for him.
Oh, yeah, the report came out. They were like, yeah, if he would have been there at 14, we were taking Justin Fields. And I was like,
Imagine.
God damn it.
You really were you sold on him?
No, I'm not sold on him. But the fact that we have Kirk Cousins and we don't have to throw him directly into the fire made me happier. He could sit and learn like Patty Mahomes did, like Aaron Rodgers did, which could really helps quarterbacks. Hello, Ghostline. How you doing today, my guy?
Are you gonna be scooping Madden day one?
I don't know.
I'm gonna pump for it this year.
Mostly sports right now, Ghostline.
I'm kind of pumped for it this year. I actually want to make a run on Madden more on streams.
My thing is, I just don't know if Madden's actually going to be any good. Madden's been tough for a couple years now. Because they refuse to fix things, they just make other things worse.
Yeah, true.
Like the running game was overpowered last year, so you know what, this year, instead of making the running game, actually make sense, we're just going to make the offensive line suck. It's like, why do I have all 99 overalls on my offensive line, but my quarterback doesn't have time to throw a slant route? I don't understand.
Yeah, my left and right tackles are rotating doors.
Dude, and also, why do quarterbacks fumble the ball every time they get touched? You cannot run with Lamar Jackson because he just drops the football. It's so dumb.
Sheesh.
You build a
Oh,
custom
man.
player and you fumble every time you get touched. It's so annoying. It's like, why am I playing this game?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I made I mean, maybe because I'm, like I said, I'm hopeful
Yeah,
on
the
my
Browns
team.
will be okay.
When you let's put it this way: if your Vikings are shitty,
Yeah.
if they're shitty, does it make you less inclined to play Madden?
No,
I mean, it does.
really.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
I think. See, so what I like to do on Madden normally is I end up doing fantasy draft teams and playing Madden with a bunch of my friends. So like you get a league going, you all come together on, Tuesday at 4 p.m. because that's the day we all have free time. We fantasy draft our teams, set up our league, and then it's just everybody has to play their game every day, or whatever we decide the timetable is. So you have to play your week 1 game on Monday, whatever. And that's just more fun. So it doesn't matter whether the Vikings are good or bad because I get to build my own team anyways. Or if the Vikings are bad, it's fun to go try to rebuild them. See if I
You're
can
not
do
big
it.
on Madden? I'm sorry, on Mutt?
I don't play Mutt that much. Because basically all Mutt is figuring out what 3 plays are cheese in this game and you can't stop them, and then just repeat those over and over and over again. And it's annoying to me. That's not football. That's not a fun way to play a video game. Like when there's no way to stop a certain play because the game's glitched and it just is an automatic touchdown every time, that's just dumb to me. And I don't find that fun. So
Are you gonna be switching? Are you gonna go to college football when that comes out and completely drop Madden
yeah, the Steelers are gonna suck.
for a year at least?
Will I completely switch? I don't think so. I don't watch a ton of college football.
That's right.
I don't care a ton about college football. Like I start to pay attention, not to the actual games, but I start to like learn who players are, watch their film and stuff as the draft comes around, so I can, actually be able to talk about the
That
draft
man is
and
playing
not
Galaga.
just make shit up.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Just that annoys me, the people who are just like, well, I like this player because I heard once he was really good. It's like, but he doesn't fit with your team. Why would you want to draft him? I just heard he was a really good player. It's like, I want to take the time and actually learn about every player that I can. Ghostline with the host. I appreciate it.
Yo, Mystic Ghostline, what up, man? Go Browns? What?
Yeah,
That's right. I remember he was a Browns fan.
Browns fan. Hey,
Looking
good for
forward to
them.
it.
They were poverty for 25 years. So
Dude, you know what the Browns remind me of? They remind me of those Charger teams that were just stacked with talent,
And
but didn't. You know what I'm saying? Look, this year even more so. The Browns are stacked with talent, but
do you see the Browns as a Super Bowl contender?
contender, yeah.
I honestly think the Browns are my pick to go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do.
Dude, they're drafting great.
They're
I love
drafting.
their draft.
Their team is stacked.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting to that point where it's like, dude, overall, all around across the board, they're stacked.
Yeah.
And it's just on Baker now.
Yeah, it really is. That's why, just like Josh Allen and just like Lamar Jackson, they all still technically have something to prove to their teams. That's why they don't have contracts yet. Baker has to go prove he can win a big one. The wild card game against the Steelers doesn't count as the big one. The game against the Chiefs would have counted, and I bet he would have been signed to a long-term deal this offseason. But he has to prove he can win an actual big game.
I wouldn't count that as a big game, bro. Wasn't that when Mahomes got hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay, but that game, the only reason the Chiefs ever really had a lead was because the Browns got fucked over by dumb refs. They really did. I was so annoyed. Like, I didn't have a dog in that fight. I don't care. I just wanted a good game, and to see the Browns get screwed over like 4 different times in the first quarter was stupid.
I actually remember that tweet you put out. You were pissed. I do remember
I was
that.
not happy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just want to watch good football, not the refs trying to control a game. It's just like with basketball or like baseball right now. The Brewers Red Series was awful. The umpires were so bad. It's like the umps wanted all the attention. They wanted people to care about them, not about the actual game. Making blatantly obvious bad calls that they acknowledged were bad calls at the end of the game without actually having any time to review tape. So they knew they were making shitty calls. They just did it. And then they ejected Joey Votto and Christian Yelich for arguing with them. They didn't run up to him. They didn't get in their face. They were just like, dude, you can literally read Christian Yelich's lips. He's just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? And the ump just shrugs. It's like, that's not good for the sport. People aren't going to want to watch baseball anymore. They already don't, but.
Yeah. Let's talk baseball, bro.
Yeah, what do you think about them trying to take all the players who are having fun out of the sport?
Out of the what?
Out of the sport. Everybody gets so mad at every time a player looks like they're having fun.
I'm not following on that. What
So,
is that a thing right now?
Oh, do you not see it? Like every time, like Fernando Tatis hits a home run, right? And does a bat flip. And it's like, oh my God, he's ruining the game. Or,
Bro,
he jumps around all excited and he's ruining the game.
I hate how everybody hates on shit on. Yeah, I noticed that. I used to follow the fucking, it was the MLB Twitter, and every time they'd post a highlight about the Padres, like, why are you guys talking about a third place team? And I mean, like, they're third place in their division, but in the fucking conference, the whole NL, I mean, like, they're like
the NL West is like the toughest division.
Yeah. And Tatis is putting butts in the seat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I get it. Yeah, man. I see that on other, there's a lot of hate going on with MLB with stuff right now.
I don't know. It's just something about. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, who do you think is the team to beat right now?
Honestly, I have no idea. Baseball is such a weird sport. Because if you look back 2 years ago, the 2019 season, at this point in the season, the Washington Nationals still had a losing record. They went on to win the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So baseball is too long of a sport and too weird because I still don't think the San Francisco Giants make the playoffs. Right now, they're winning the NL West. I don't think they're that good. But it's just like, if you look at... So I have a crazy stat for you real quick. So the Colorado Rockies, that's my baseball team. Don't ask me why, they suck. But that's the team I like to watch for whatever reason.
What's the reason?
I don't. Black and purple is my best assumption. They have the
Oh,
best looking
okay.
uniforms. That's what I got. That's my guess. But if we look at their record
How long you been a Rockies fan?
since I was little, like
Okay.
little.
Go. What were you saying?
So the Rockies this year have a record of 40-51. They're not
Mhm.
good. But their home road splits are the most insane thing I've ever seen. They're 31-17 at home, which that's just changed in the last few days. 2 days ago or something, or like a week ago maybe, they were 28-7. Like they were just winning every game at home. They haven't even won 10 games on the road.
I bet as a franchise, their home record is just gnarly, like all time.
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, we've had years where they were just bad everywhere. But the Rockies as a franchise are just so tough to watch. They only ever hire GMs from within, so nothing ever changes philosophy-wise. You refuse to go make a big splash in free agency, whether it's because whoever owns the team can't afford it, or whether it's just, well, it never really works out, you know. It's like any hitter, I'm sure, wants to come to Coors Field. I'm sure. It's too good of a hitter's park to not want to. If the Rockies are offering you the same money as, you know, the Twins, why would you go to Minnesota? Even if it's just for a year, you're going to put up better numbers in Colorado, which will get you an even bigger contract. I get why pitchers don't want to go there. It's not a very pitcher-friendly place. But, or even every time we get a good player, we trade them away. Nolan Arenado, we traded away. We are about to trade away Trevor Story because it's a free agency year, and if he's not going to come back, hopefully we trade him. I'd rather trade him and get something than let him just walk in free agency. But
I remember what my thing of the Rockies was always like Dante Bichette, Larry Walker, Andres
Yep.
Galarraga,
Blake Street Bombers.
dude.
Yes. The Blake Street Bombers.
Yeah. And then obviously Todd Helton and
Todd Helton was my favorite player for so long. Troy Tulowitzki, missed that guy.
Mike Hampton, Denny Nagel.
Yeah.
What's they have? They had a really, I forgot what it was. I don't know. Yeah, the Rockies always, I feel like if I'm that GM or that franchise, I'm building toward, you know, my park, and you know, and that's why, you know, they're successful at home. They know how to play their style, their environment really well. There's an advantage being in that park. So yeah, with the thin air out there, but yeah. How was your experience on the, what's the name of the stadium the Rockies play?
Coors Field.
Coors Field, yeah.
So
I should have known that.
I've gone once a year for almost maybe
really?
the last 15 years, at least once a year. We missed last year because of COVID. Obviously, they weren't even allowing people in the park. But I love going to Rockies games because it's not super expensive. I don't know if you saw the tweet, but we were 27 rows up behind home plate, and those tickets were $60 a piece.
Nice.
So like, we're right there. It was great. Yo, what's good, Potter? How you doing?
You saw
Nolan's return. That's one of the big things I try to target, because it's like a 5-hour drive to Coors Field. So if I'm going to a game, I try to target something specific. Like maybe it's a certain team coming to town with a certain player I want to see. Like when the Seattle Mariners came to town a couple years ago and Felix Hernandez was pitching. It was like, oh, I got to go to that game. He was my favorite pitcher of all time. I want to go see King Felix. I'm doing pretty good, Potter. I am doing pretty good.
Felix Hernandez is your all-time favorite pitcher?
Yeah. Why? No idea. but he just is.
Hmm. Right on. Well, baseball player in general.
That's a tougher question.
Anyway,
Yo, Potter with the
I got
200
places to
bits.
be,
I
a face to
appreciate
fix,
you.
and
Appreciate you.
bad guys to kill.
I would. So. I don't know. That's a tough one. But I think honestly it was Carlos Gonzalez. That guy was incredible. And maybe that's so one of the games I went to was Carlos Gonzalez when he hit for the cycle, but he did it on a walk-off home run. That
Where
was
is he at now?
he retired, I believe.
God.
Hey, doing? How you doing?
Mm.
But yeah, but like I was also there for Todd Helton's final game at Coors Field. I was there when Troy Tulowitzki returned to Colorado for the first time. Like I've targeted games like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have stuff going on in August. Otherwise, I'd be there on August 21st when Larry Walker's number gets retired.
Mm.
But that exact same day, a buddy I know has a he runs a MMA promotion around here,
Mm-hmm.
and August 21st is the final fight he's ever putting on. So I'm going to go film it and document it and do all the interviews with everybody who has worked for that company forever and do that cool stuff. So it's like, that is kind of more important to me anyways. So, but just because I live so far from the nearest baseball, from any sports stuff, it's like I got to target very specific things if I'm going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just think going on a random Tuesday and playing the Arizona Diamondbacks isn't that fun.
Mm-hmm.
When there are certain teams or players you could go see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My favorite all-time players: Tony Gwynn, Griffey Jr., Derek Jeter.
Oh, you were given a list. Oh, I could have gave a list. Damn it. I didn't think about that.
Okay, well, all time it's easy. Tony Gwynn.
Okay. But yeah, my list would be Yo,
Anyway,
Potter with another
I got
100
places
bits.
to
I
be, a
appreciate
face
it.
to fix, and bad guys to kill.
But, you know, Joe Mauer, Carlos Gonzalez, Troy Tulowitzki, Todd Helton. Those would probably be my big four of. For me, it's hard to list anybody who played before I was, before I watched baseball. I can't go with, Babe Ruth was really good. He's one of my all-time favorite players. I never fucking watched him. He could have sucked
Anyway,
for all I know.
I got places to be.
Judo
face
with
to
100
fix,
bits. I
and
appreciate it.
bad guys to kill.
Saying that one directly to you and not muting my mic for that one.
That's all
Just in case you think I've been ignoring my chat, I haven't. I've just been muting my mic, so we're not.
Mhm. No, I see. Yeah.
But
Tony
I'm
Gwynn's
doing
my
good,
all-time
Aiden.
favorite. I met him a few times actually.
Really?
Yeah. Cool guy.
Nice.
Derek Jeter just inspired me a lot.
Fair.
There's just certain athletes like Kobe,
Yeah.
Jeter, even McGregor, even though he's not, I'm not the biggest, like, I just like their mindset.
Right.
Jordan, of course.
I like this thing.
Gifted subs. Let's fucking
Yo,
go.
Potter with the gifted subs. Let's go, my guy.
Those that kind of shit.
I like
inspires me.
this thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why I love. And then Griffey's just fucking the most freakish athlete I've seen, like talented player,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm not really playing the show. I thought I would be playing that a lot more. Unfortunately, I should get back on. So there's nothing wrong with that game. I actually enjoy it.
I don't play it on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like a ton of people. It doesn't seem like a game that a lot of people watch a ton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so it just feels like there's better things I could do on stream, but off stream I play a ton
Anyway,
of the show.
I got places to be.
Yo,
things to
Potter
fix,
with another
and
200 bits. Holy shit.
bad guys to kill.
Chill out, my guy. So, but I also mostly just enjoy Road to the Show in that. So maybe that's why people don't want to watch me play it as much, is because Road to the Show's a lot more boring than Diamond Dynasty. So
Yo, we're going down the line with sports. What's next? Combat?
that's okay. The big three: baseball, basketball, football, are the ones I know the most about.
Yeah.
Do you think Conor McGregor was going to lose that fight if he didn't snap his ankle?
Yeah, for sure. I had
Really?
5 gifted on. Yeah, I had 5 gifted on the line, bro. I put out a clip on it and everything. won
I
5.
didn't see him losing, man. I don't.
Well, I'll tell you why, bro. I'm a little more seasoned with combat sports.
That is 100% true. I'll give you that.
Conor McGregor, MMA is a different beast, man. Like, you got to be active. If you're inactive competing, like in a general level, like you're in a disadvantage. But if you're inactive and you're jumping in the pool with the sharks, like the elite level fighters, like Poirier is right now,
Yeah.
then you're in a world of hurt. And there was just so many ways that Poirier could have won that game.
Yeah.
In that fight, standing up. I honestly anticipated him doing what he was doing in the first round by taking him down. Conor's weakness is his cardio and his wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So, people aren't afraid of his power anymore, to be honest.
They really aren't.
He's not, people aren't afraid to get touched by him. He's not dropping them like he used to.
Honestly,
I think what?
Conor McGregor had the same downfall that Ronda Rousey did. They lost, and they were never the same after that loss. Conor's was to Khabib. Rousey's
I have
was to.
respect for Conor than I do Ronda, but
Oh yeah, but but what I'm saying is they lost. Both of them lost something after that loss. They lost whatever it was, a step, their mental edge. I don't know, but that has caused them to
Ronda,
step
yeah,
back.
not Conor.
I
No
think-
way.
I think it fucked with his head a bit.
I really don't think Ronda was as good as she was, to be honest. Like how touted she was. The girl that her last fight, she got fucked up against Amanda Nunes, who's
Yeah.
actually the real woman's GOAT, not Ronda. Still is the champ. Pretty much beat everybody is. She's a multi-weight champion as well, 2-time concurrent champion as well. Amanda Nunes is that's the GOAT. She doesn't even get the respect that she deserves. I get Ronda and all that. She brought a lot of mainstream and all that, but she's not even the original woman's pioneer of MMA. Like, that's Gina Carano and Cyborg. So it's whatever, man. But not to hate on her, because I've actually met Ronda Rousey live in person, like one-on-one in front of me, and she's hella fucking nice.
Right.
Yeah, I met her when she was at a presser for Strikeforce when she fought out here in San Diego. And the press conference ended, and this is like when she was starting her come up. She wasn't even in the UFC yet, and I asked to take a picture with her, and she was like, "Hell yeah, come on over." And then I was like, "Can I have one more, just you posing or something? Like, give me a fight pose." And then she was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, questioningly, afterwards asking me, "Was that good enough? Was that okay?" And all that. She was just really bright and polite, super, really, really, really nice. I
You
actually
love
met
to
her the
see
very next. Yeah, and I actually met her the very next day again too. She went to the gym that I was training at. And she came in for just an appearance, so she's super cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't love
yeah.
athletes who don't like. There are certain situations where, like, yeah, it's fucked up to go, an athlete, a celebrity of any kind, whatever, to go up and talk to them. There are certain situations where, like, it's a press conference, it's a fan meetup, and they act like they don't want to be there, and everything you're talking to them about is just a burden to them.
yeah,
Annoys me.
yeah.
It's like, you agreed to
So-
be here. Why are you being all cunty?
Honestly, dude, I think MMA is better when Conor's winning.
That's true.
He needs to drop weight though. He needs to go down a weight division. he's just not touching dudes like how he was on, the lower weights when he was doing things on a lower weight division, because he's just, I don't know. I think he would do I think he would do some damage on that. The only thing he might get caught up was in the cardio game. But I think, like I said, I would like to see him drop a weight class, and I would like him to fight somebody else, like another. I mean, like he fought Cerrone before he fought Poirier, and he jacked him up in the first round. He needs to fight more fights like that first and build his way up. He can't just go after these dudes that are like killers right now.
Well, I think his next fight's against Poirier anyways.
No, bro. Poirier is fighting for the belt. Dude, Poirier is smart, bro. Like, anybody knows this about MMA. Like, dude, Poirier should have been fighting for the belt before Charles Oliveira and the fuck's his name? The dude, the new guy they signed before, the dude from Bellator. I can't remember right now. Before he would have been the number one contender to fight for the belt, but he's smart, man. He took that money fight. It doesn't make more. You make more money fighting McGregor than you do for the belt right now. So, and if you're gonna whoop that ass, like, I would fight McGregor again. But I mean, if I'm Poirier, I fight McGregor all day, all the time. But right now, it just doesn't make sense. Plus, he's hurt.
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying. Is in like a year and a half or 2 years, when Conor can truly come back, I think he goes back to Poirier.
I want to see. Who knows, bro? We'll see where their careers take them. Man, if Conor keeps losing, there's no way in hell. I want to see Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz. That's all I want to see.
Have we had that yet?
They fought twice. The first, it's a landmark fight. The first time they fought, Diaz won. That was Conor's first loss in the octagon. He lost him. It's a big fight. They got a big rivalry.
So
it's
a tiebreaker fight. It's a
yeah. So
okay.
I'd like to see that fight. That fight makes sense right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Poirier, nah, man. Like, you're gonna get the same result, bro. That's why I knew. That's why I was like 5 gifted. That's it. Yo, I want to do 20 because I knew that result was gonna be that way. Yeah. I mean, he was whipping his ass before the whole injury anyways. He was winning the round. It was going to just get worse. So
he was winning the round, but I don't think it was a straight up ass whooping either.
I
think it's a lot closer than the way people are acting.
He would have, bro. He would have mauled him, bro. Like, that was trending that way. Maybe he didn't. It was going to be an ugly fight, bro. It really was. Like,
no. Conor called it. What did he say? A second or third round knockout? Conor wasn't there yet. He was just waiting.
Conor doesn't get better in time with fights, though.
That's true. So sidestepping in combat sports, because we haven't talked about it. What'd you think of the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight?
I think it's what Dana White calls freak fights.
Yeah.
There used to be this league league out in Japan back in the day called Pride, and a lot of the top fighters that were in the UFC were actually there, and it's just different rules. It's just more, they would do freak fights a lot of times. They'd have like legit UFC. It was the biggest rival the UFC's ever had, Pride, which UFC eventually bought. They do freak fights. They'd have these giant ass dudes fighting these little dudes, and it would just be like freak fights. And I think that's what that was. But it's a spectacle fight. But I would like to see Logan Paul fight somebody.
Yeah, actually, his
Logan,
size
which one of the Paul brothers? I don't remember.
It was Logan, the one who's less piece of shitty at this point.
Wait, he's the shittier one?
No,
I don't think
he's the less shittier one. Jake.
You think that was the best one?
Yeah. Logan had issues back in the day. But Logan's matured and become a better person. Jake Paul is still just a piece of work.
Jake Paul, bro. You see who he's fighting next?
No.
Okay, so.
Oh, do I know? Maybe.
He fought Ben Askren. He knocked him out. He's a former UFC fighter. But the dude Ben Askren is not a striker.
No.
He's a straight wrestler.
He boxed a wrestler and is proud that he won. I don't understand.
an overage, out of shape wrestler. He's gonna fight Tyron Woodley, who's the former UFC welterweight champion. He's active in the UFC. He's in a little bit of a lose streak right now. He's not the champion no more. But I don't know that. I don't think that this is gonna be a little bit different. His stand up is a lot more crisp than Askren's. So we'll see. I don't think it's gonna be pretty.
No, but I think my biggest thing on the Logan Merriweather fight was the fact that Logan was able to stand in the ring with Merriweather. Logan took a couple of shots. He delivered a couple shots. He was definitely outclassed, but it didn't look like an actual amateur against the greatest of all time.
Well,
And I was impressed by that.
they're like 3 weight classes different too.
Oh, yeah.
Like keep that in mind
It wasn't
too.
a
So
real fight. I get that. And that's why it was an exhibition fight, it wasn't going on either of their records.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a fight, bro, but there was stipulations that made it not technically a legal or whatever fight. But yeah, I don't think size does matter.
Oh,
And I think-
absolutely.
I don't think that Mayweather's skill set is can hang with a dude that's younger, that's bigger, and but at the same time, like, I don't think that if he fought like a true light heavyweight, like, I don't think that's some, like, active boxer. They're smart, man. They're businessmen, all of them. McGregor, the Pauls, Mayweather, they're all businessmen.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's the biggest. I like what he said afterward. People were pissed about the fight and like, why did I spend money on it? And it's like, dude, like, he's the biggest con man in America right now. You guys are buying his shit still,
Oh,
and you
he-
probably
he-
still will.
And
People
he
are
owns
stupid.
up to it. He knows it.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm going to fight whoever I want to fight whenever I want to because I'm going to get paid and you'll pay to see it.
yeah. If you don't like it, don't watch it. People will still buy it.
If there was money in it, he'd fight me tomorrow. Like, he's
Yeah, I don't.
he'll
He's a name. That's what boxing is, bro.
in
So,
about a
we'll see.
year will he fight Jake Paul? Yeah, because there will be money.
Mhm.
The money will be there, so he'll do it. Only that one I think might actually be a true match, not just an exhibition.
Well, the Paul brothers are angling for Connor hard. They're trying
yeah.
to get that fight.
I don't know which
Except
one
for-
of them fits in Connor's class, like weight class, just size, whatever.
None, bro. They're all bigger.
Because Jake fits closer to the Mayweather class.
It would be Jake,
So,
and
okay,
Jake's the one angling for it.
okay.
But they're all bigger. I think Connor needs to go down if he's like trying to like. If Connor, but I don't think Connor wants to make that cut anymore. So,
Right.
do you ever play that UFC game? You know that's on Game Pass now for free.
Is UFC 4 on there now? I know I played
Yeah,
UFC 3. I haven't
Yeah,
played 4 yet.
added in the last week.
Okay. I haven't played
That's
4
a good
yet.
game. It's actually a good game.
Played UFC 3, created a character, became the greatest of all time in like 8 hours, and then deleted it because I was bored.
Yeah, it's a good game. Sparingly.
Because
So-
I don't know. For sports games, I like the little story type stuff, like a Road to the Show or like the My Career stuff that's a story. That's
I'm
what's
burned
always
on that.
bothered me with Madden is they don't do it
Mhm.
right. The story is either some random guy you don't care about, or they just don't do one.
Yeah,
Why can't
I
you have a
did one
story
2
that
years ago.
features me or the character
Hmm.
I create? Right? It's just
Yeah, I played so many sports games. I'm kind of over story modes.
fair. Fair. The other thing is
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of friends to play sports games with, so I just take whatever I can get. And story modes normally keep me more entrenched in the game if I'm playing
Yo,
alone.
What's your favorite Madden of all time? You could probably tell me by the cover, right?
Probably Madden 25.
Who's on that cover?
Adrian Peterson. Or Barry Sanders if you bought the expensive edition.
Mm.
Adrian Peterson was the first one on the Xbox One. That
Right.
was the first Madden on Xbox One. Barry Sanders was the one. Was a different year.
No,
That was a
no,
different.
because
Yeah, it was.
Madden 25 was the 25th anniversary. It was Adrian Peterson and Barry Sanders.
It was a dual cover.
Kind of.
Mm.
It was 100%. It was.
Look it up, bro. I'm really sure it's not. I remember the Barry Sanders one being on 360 for sure.
So yeah,
And-
Barry Sanders was the Legend edition of Madden 25.
Unless they had like a.
No, it was. I'm trying to figure out why though, because there was two covers.
But yeah, I just remember Adrian AP's was the first Xbox One. It wasn't 360. It was Xbox
I think it
One version.
was on both, but maybe Barry was the
Barry Sanders-
last gen and AP was the new gen.
No, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
That's
Barry
how that
Sanders
worked
was. Yeah, he was never on the cover of an Xbox One version of any of Madden's. So I think it wasn't. I think it was the year
so
prior.
Adrian Peterson will be on the cover of Madden 25 for the next gen video game consoles, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Barry Sanders was okay. So I'm just reading this whole tweet. Peterson was runner-up in the Madden cover vote this spring to legend Barry Sanders. Why is that all it says? Why does it not? But yeah, it was a kind of a dual cover, just the same way that the NBA cover was this year, with it being Zion on next gen and Dame on last gen. It was that type of cover. Because yeah, it was the same year.
Yeah, because I remember it was AP, then Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would.
So that was your favorite Madden. Why was that? Just experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'Cause again,
that's not baseball.
especially when I was younger, I didn't have good enough internet to play online, and it was just the best gameplay experience I've had in a Madden. It felt
Yeah.
the most like actual football.
Yeah. Me personally, it was the Michael Vick cover. It's old.
Oh God, what was that? 2007?
4.
Oh Jesus.
4 or 3. I think it was. I'm pretty sure 4. It was. Yeah, that was the sickest one because Michael Vick was just so OP on. He was like Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl on that one.
Oh yeah, because Madden 07 was Sean Alexander.
Trash. Bro, that's not the worst one. Was Peyton Hillis.
Dude, Peyton Hillis absolutely deserved the cover, but then he just disappeared. He had a
deserved
great
the
year.
cover.
Oh,
that was a fan voting, by the way. That wasn't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he deserved it. He had a great year that year. He
Mm-hmm.
deserved the fan vote, but then he just dipped. He forgot how to play the footy ball.
Yeah, so that Michael Vick, I actually like all my favorite ones were those years. Michael Vick, the following year was Ray Lewis, and that was where it was like more defensive minded, and I love that. That's when they introduced the hit stick. I love
Yeah.
that year as well. I love the year with Marshall Faulk prior to that, and it was just like that was a big run for me. And then Dante Culpepper actually the year before that, before Faulk. So 2002, 3, 4, 5. I played a shit ton of Madden, shitting on all the kids online.
All right. Oh, other quick thing. What do you think about the fact that the USA men's basketball team is fucking trash?
I think it's good for them at the loss. Maybe, but I think, you are what you are. And I don't think they're winning this year, bro. I really don't.
Dude, people are mad at me for saying this. They're not winning this year because they don't have any actual leaders or killers on that team.
Ooh, shots at Durant.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Durant is not a leader and he's not a killer. That's why he had to join the best team in the league to win a chip.
Heard it here first.
Will he win one with the Nets?
Hope
Unless they
that.
stay perfectly healthy? God, no. He's not good enough to will his team to the finals. He's just not.
Yeah,
He's the most efficient He's the most efficient scorer of all time. He is a great player. He's not that guy.
Not that guy, pal. Not that guy. Durant.
Trust me, not that guy. He's never going to do what LeBron did or
He
Jordan
just made
or
a
Kobe.
fucking
He's
TikTok.
never.
Yo, this is a TikTok. So bad.
You
Burned
you gonna put it on TikTok? See if we can
You-
get Kevin Durant's burner account
So
to
he is not a killer. Repeat.
see if,
Oh,
see if
man,
we can
that's
get
a
Kevin
TikTok.
Durant to comment on it with his burner account.
Oh, I know, huh?
I'm absolutely a killer. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
you
absolutely.
Michael Rappaport likes that so fast.
Yes. Maybe I can get Michael Rappaport on the show.
Yeah, CC him on that. That's hilarious.
But no, Kevin Durant's not the guy who can be the lone star on a team and carry them to a finals. I don't know if he could do it with just a second star because he didn't in OKC. They just had a great team. Russ, him, Serge. Back then, the Thunder were just as a team amazing. He didn't carry them. He doesn't have that killer will. Which isn't a
Who's the
knock on
killer
him. He's
will?
still a great player.
Who you like in the league right now? Who would you call a killer?
That's tough.
Damn.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's shown time and time again he can come up big when his team needs it.
Dame, Steph.
Steph, there's an argument there. Look at him in the playoffs and in fourth quarters of playoff games. He shrinks.
Mm,
I don't.
all right.
He
I'm
shoots a
not-
lower percentage for some reason.
I won't argue that.
It's the
If
nerves.
you debate Dame though, yeah, I would.
Oh, Dame, absolutely, because he's proven that he can
Yeah.
do it. KD almost did. KD
Hmm.
almost proved me wrong, and then he proved me right. Because I was still saying it during that game that the Nets won't win because KD can't make the shot.
Mm.
And then he made the one that I knew was a 2 because you could tell his foot was on the line. I don't know why everybody thought it was a 3. Like, pay attention. But
Mhm.
it was a 2 and he made it. And I'm like, oh, maybe he is that guy. And then he airballs the final shot and it's like, oh, nope, not that guy. Got it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was after that, I just want people to be consistent
Mhm.
in their takes. So if you are going to call Kevin Durant the best player in the world, treat him the way you treated LeBron for the last 15 years.
Mhm.
If LeBron airballed the final shot of a game like that, he would have got flamed off the internet. Everybody was just saying KD needed help. Be consistent with your takes is my biggest problem with the internet.
Mhm.
I just want people to be consistent. If you want to flame LeBron for whatever, just flame whoever you're claiming is the best player in the world for doing the same thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Who else would you say is a killer?
Nah, bro. I'm just gonna go with Dame, man. That's it.
I don't know. I don't understand the argument for why LeBron isn't. Because he's taken
I think-
more game-winning shots than any player in NBA history. He's made more game-winning shots than any player in NBA history.
That attempts doesn't mean anything to me though.
The fact that he's made more should.
I would call him clutch, but not like clutch at the end. You know, in a different way. Like if there's a big game, like he's gonna show up. Like when has he not showed up and
Right.
gotten his numbers?
I
You know what I mean? Like
The couple games in this Suns series this year, you know, when he's playing with a hurt ankle.
yeah, that's different.
It's like
but
that,
yeah,
to me that doesn't count. Like that's a different
Yeah.
moment. You don't expect
Yeah.
people who are playing hurt to be perfect unless it's you do to a point, but it's like there's also the he was hurt. His second best player was hurt. His third best player was hurt. What do you want from them?
Yeah.
It was just tough luck this year. But
Yeah.
I could see the argument for man, I don't know. There are some people who are going to argue Devin Booker already, and I'm not sure if I agree.
No, that's just because we're not calling him a killer like that.
It doesn't mean
Doesn't mean
he
he's
can't
not good.
be either.
Yeah.
It just means
yeah,
right
exactly.
now he's not. Just Chris Middleton's had moments where he definitely has the killer in him, but he doesn't let it out as often. There are games where he'll drop 20 points in the last 10 minutes of the game and hit the game-winning shot, and it's like, holy shit. And then the next game, he'll come out and score 10, and he looks like a bum. Chris Middleton's just wildly inconsistent.
Agree. Yeah. Looks like we went round the clock with around the table with the
We
sports.
did all the way around. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Looks like this is a sports episode. Nah, I mean for sports, that's about it. I mean, All-Star games in Colorado coming up. My Padres are well represented. Love to see it.
The Rockies are not represented almost at all. Herman Marquez made it. That's about it. Even
There you
Trevor
go.
Story wasn't an all-star,
That's wild.
right? The home run derby was meh.
Mm.
I figured it would have been more impressive because it's Coors Field.
True.
I mean, the longest home run ever hit at the home run derby happened like 4 times, but there wasn't any. It wasn't as insane as I was hoping it would be.
Mhm.
But, well,
We got Madden coming out in August. We got FIFA October, September timeframe. UFC 4 on Game Pass right now. The show on Game Pass right now. A lot of good. It's been
Yo,
sports
what's good,
games haven't
Ray?
really disappointed too much this year.
showed up
They've
right
been
at the
pretty
end.
good,
Caught
but
it right
just
at the
not
end.
keeping me on so much. But they've
Yeah.
been good games.
They've been all right.
You play hockey at all?
No. I've
Never?
never been a big hockey guy. I don't know why.
I don't really follow it too much, but the games have always been good, actually.
Yeah.
Especially
can
back
see
in the
that.
day. I was back in Genesis days for judo. Super Nintendo. Sega
Judo just
Genesis.
misses the old school days. We get it. You want to go back to the 90s?
It's a great game. Look
I
it
mean,
up.
same,
It's
but-
NHL. It's like, yeah, it's old, but still. I need to play the whole. I would like to play it. It's on Game Pass actually. Mm. I got a question for you.
Oh,
You ever? I'm noticing a trend in heavy simulator games. Lawnmower Simulator, Power Wash Simulator,
yeah.
all kinds of simulator. You play those?
Oh, yeah. Not Power
That Power
Washer
Wash has me intrigued.
Simulator. It looks. That just seems like a waste of $20.
It does, but I don't know.
So what I've been for simulators, there are 3 that I have, and a 4th one that I might pick up when it comes out later this year. PC Building Simulator is just fun. If you like to build computers, it's
Mhm.
it's nearly a perfect sim. Then just lately, I've been starting to play American Truck Simulator. It's like a semi-driving game. It's pretty fun.
Mhm.
Car Mechanic Simulator is the one that's going to come out later this year. And then Streamer Life Simulator. I saw Markiplier play it once and think it would be funny as hell to start playing. So I downloaded it, but I don't have the right keyboard to play it. My 60% keyboard is stopping me from playing so many games lately
Why?
because a bunch of games will not let you remap keys. So you have to have the arrow keys and the numpad, which is dumb. It's like just let me do what Call of Duty lets me do and remap everything anyways.
Yeah.
Let me map it to wherever the fuck I want it to be.
Mhm.
But they just don't want to let you. That's why I haven't hopped into GTA RP stuff yet.
Mm.
Because I definitely want to do that. Looks super fun.
Yeah, I've been talking about that lately.
But
Do you have a role? Do you have a name for your character that you haven't used yet? Because I got one.
I don't. I've come up with quite a few different character ideas, but I don't have
I'm gonna
any
be
set
rocking.
yet.
Reed Rothschild.
Reed Rothschild.
Yes, sir. That's gonna be my dude.
All right.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Heard about Reed Rothschild here first. All right.
It's just, yeah, it's just essentially a name off the movie Boogie Nights.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, is there anything
right,
else
man.
you want to say to the people?
People, I appreciate the time. Appreciate people coming in. I see OG Potter, Geek Slaybot, Aiden, Darth Ray coming in. I Hey Bear was tabbing the whole time. Thank you. It's been a cool sports conversation, and I would definitely be back for the next couple actually, because I'm gonna be off of
Sounds
work.
like it.
So you got me for a month if you want me.
At least for 2 or 3 of those. I think I have
Okay.
another guest planned for one of them already, but at least for 2 or
Whatever.
3,
Sounds good.
if you are willing.
Yes,
Hopefully
sir.
it won't be as fucked up as this week either, with me being a psycho yesterday. Yesterday was tough.
Yeah, shit happens.
So I was in the town trying to pick up the title for my new vehicle for like 5 hours, waiting for the kid. It was so annoying. Like, don't tell me I can show up at whatever time, and then when I get here, tell me I have to wait. And then
Yeah.
when the time you told me to wait for comes around, tell me I'm not ready yet. It's like, let's go. I got shit to do. But appreciate you still coming on anyways. And
Yes, sir.
think that'll do it for me. So
Sounds good, bro. Thank you.
thank you. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.